It's kind of sad because I remember the day that story broke originally, the THQ people were like, "Oh no," even the employees were like, "Oh no, it's not that big a deal. There's nothing to worry about." And then some of the analysts were just like, I'd be looking for work here."
We can't
Yeah.
we can't rule out the idea that who's in charge now? Ruben just walked out of his office and just shouted, "I declare bankruptcy!" I thought that was all right.
Was it 38 Studios or Big Huge Games? Or I always get their names mixed up. One of them, they got like the whole studio got bought out.
It was Big Huge.
Big Huge.
They were
Okay,
the
so
studio that developed Kingdoms of Amalur Reckoning. And they were bought, and now they're becoming Epic Baltimore.
yeah, so that kind of has me thinking maybe this could turn out well for some, but it's obviously not going to be great for everyone involved at THQ.
Oh, no, no. It's going to be bad for a lot of people, and it's unfortunate. I was really kind of hoping that the whole thing would get bought up, and, then there would have been layoffs, obviously. There had to have been layoffs, but I can't think we're going to see entire development studios just poof out of existence here in the next couple of months, and that's that. It's really unfortunate. But it seems to happen every month now.
Well, that's the whole thing. It seems almost like a trend. You just can't keep your job for that long when you're in the industry. It's kind of depressing. But as long as there's always new studios to scoop people up, I guess it's not too bad. But
right, but how many of these studios, I mean, I don't know, it just seems so weird, the whole thing. That studios just pop up and then they deflate, and then some of the people from one will go over and they'll form another one, and they'll wind up hiring people that were all at these other studios that all got shut down. And it's just like, it's this weird growth culture thing. I don't understand how it functions, and people are happy that way.
Well, I've said for a while that the game industry as it exists right now shouldn't work. It doesn't make sense, a lot of it, from the huge bloated budgets that they have now to just the way they've grown. It doesn't seem sustainable. It seems almost like a Starbucks thing they've got going on, where these companies are just they got successful, they got massive, and now we're seeing some of them just fall apart now. But maybe there's some business in making a studio growing, falling apart, and being scavenged. Maybe there's some business motive there. I mean, we see that with some websites where they get huge and try to an unsustainable degree, and then the money comes from selling it to somebody else. That seems to be a tactic that works on the internet. Maybe it's something that's going on in the game industry.
But the only way I could see something like that really working, you'd have to be a sleazy son of a bitch to go in with that as your plan. To create a company that's going to, support 120 people, or whatever, however large you get your studio. Studios could be any size, really. But, it's going to support these people. And then, with the express purpose of, okay, now we're going to reach a point here where I'm going to want to sell this off and just make a profit and get out of it. And the only people who ever come out ahead in those arrangements are the bankers. They're the ones getting there. The lawyers and the bankers, they get there no matter what. And then, I'm a cranky son of a bitch.
I like the way you said, though, you'd have to be sleazy, as if that precludes people in the game industry.
No. You have to be really sleazy. You just have to be disgusting. No, it's certainly not. No limitations. Those people find their way into every business, because anywhere where there's money to be made, there's going to be some asshole who's going to find an unethical or unhealthy way to do it.
Yeah, that sounds like the game industry.
Okay, so yeah, what about this Steam box? What is that thing?
We don't exactly know yet. What they're showing at CES, so Valve's at CES, they have a booth set up, and they're apparently talking to like 15 to 20 partners, hardware and software. I heard Alienware mentioned as one, but apparently they're not really giving specifics yet. And anyways, they're kind of just in talks with different would-be partners, And I think they're kind of taking an approach where you meet our specs, you make the hardware high enough quality, and hey, we're cool with that. We'll put our name on it. So it's what I'm hearing. Dale's at CES for us. He was saying that there's going to most likely be quite a few Steam boxes, depending on whoever's interested, which is kind of crazy. But that would, I know some people were concerned about what kind of specs you could get out of this thing. Like the first one that got shown by a company called XI3 was this tiny little, like they said grapefruit sized, which I thought was funny, little modular PC. And it was like $1,000 was the one they sell right now, and it was apparently based on that. So this could just be nuts.
Yeah, I guess it could be nuts, but that doesn't really address necessarily my concern. I mean, it just sounds.
I don't think it's supposed to, though.
Yeah.
I don't think.
Yeah.
Like we are.
Picturing right now is a grapefruit with wires sticking out of it.
The concern that I have is that we're going to see the same kind of issues we have with the Android platform, in that there's all of these devices that, I mean, maybe it doesn't matter. Maybe there doesn't need to be a consistent experience. Maybe people who use Steam are smart enough to know better and not be pissed off that, oh shit, this isn't going to work on my machine or whatever. I mean, I can't think of any other way that I do it. But it doesn't.
The other thing is,
work.
I don't see there being quite so much of a. Android's one thing, and I agree with you that having all these different SKUs could be a problem. But I mean, I don't think there would be that much diversity between them, at least not initially. It's all up in the air at this point. We don't know. But I think the main point is that this thing isn't necessarily for us. It's more for people, I would hope, that don't really know what Steam is. Like, get this thing in Walmart, and that could probably do pretty well.
Yeah, I think you're probably right about that. But then, I don't know. I mean, who's marketing them? Who's gonna... The whole thing sounds like a logistical nightmare.
It does.
Jim, would you buy a Steam box? Do you want a Steam box?
Is it a grapefruit with wires or not? But as far as I can ascertain from what you're saying, it is basically a computer that's just designed for Steam, and then I guess you plug it into your TV or something.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
That's the idea.
I'm on the gist. So it's basically the stuff that's been rumored for ages.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
Right.
Linux powered.
Yeah, my computer is a Steam box. I'm not even saying that to be sarcastic. It's just that's predominantly what this fucking thing does. I use it for Steam, so I'm certainly probably not in the market for it, and I don't know if anybody who knows what Steam is.
I have a media center PC that I built a few years ago, and it was one of the best decisions I think I ever made from a computing sense. And I do run Steam on it now that I have big picture mode. I use it pretty frequently, but so yeah, I was in a position where I already had a Steam box. I didn't need something like that. But I think if, as Jordan suggests, then this is, and you, Jim, that this is a machine that's designed to sort of introduce people to Steam, a living room console, so to speak. That's why I get into the concern about the sort of platform fluidity. I guess is the best way I would put it. That they're going to have all of these different hardware designers, and then who's actually selling them and marketing them and pushing them, and how many of these different things are going to be in the marketplace at one time. How, I don't know, it's kind of daunting to think about. And I just see the consumer who wasn't going to be aware of Steam being like, what the fuck is this? And being done with it.
But yeah, who knows? Maybe the Steam box will be a huge, massive deal and a big thing. The technology industry cannot be predicted. I'll tell you why I think Pokemon X and Y is going to do well. Because it's already got that one starter Pokemon. So long as a Pokemon game has that one starter Pokemon, it's okay. Black and White had Snivy, and now we've got Froakie.
Which one is he? What type is he? I can't remember the names.
Froakie is the water one, the frog guy, which already has had, drawings of him muscular and naked and all this kind of stuff. It seems to me that when a new Pokemon game's announced, so long as it's got the one starter Pokemon that everyone latches onto and turns into some big thing, it's gonna be okay.
I am thoroughly impressed by the visual, though. Wow, I didn't think it. It's funny. I never thought turning off animations and battle sequences would actually mean something in Pokemon, but here it is. Now I'm gonna, really relish ticking that box or whatever it is that they have to turn that off, so I don't have to watch them fight over and over and over again. But at least they're pretty animations. I'll lament it. Occasionally wonder, turn the effect back on.
It's honestly not that surprising, though. I mean, they had that app for the Pokédex app for the 3DS, and I think iPhone now, and that had, fully 3D models, but it is nice to see. I mean, how many Pokemon are there at this point? Like 650 some plus new generation? Man, that's got to take some time to draw up.
Well, they've been shooting themselves in the foot for the shift to 3D the whole time.
It might be why they were putting it off for so long. But I don't think there was any excuse when it came to the 3DS. I mean, they could have done it. It probably would have sold well, but
you can't. Nintendo can't sell a system on the basis of 3D and not keep Pokemon flat 2D sprite. You're absolutely. I bet it was a discussion. I bet it was a discussion. Can we do it again? Can we? Just even for fun, can we do this? And they probably decided not even us. Not even we could push it that far. And then we have this, and it does look very pretty. What I'm happy about is just how excited everyone still is for Pokemon. It's like people haven't grown out of it yet. They haven't got tired of it. It was announced today, and just my Facebook and my Twitter were talking about it all morning. That and David Bowie, just the pair of them. And then they became one thing, where people on my feed were then talking about David Bowie doing the soundtrack for the new Pokemon game, which would have been awesome. Oh my god! We should try and get him to sing the Pokemon theme.
Gotta catch 'em all. Be fantastic.
At this point, he could probably just be a Pokemon design. I mean, think of the evolutions in real life and then in the game. It's pretty good potential there.
But it's nice to see them move off of colors for the titles. I think it was getting out of hand.
Yeah, but they had so many more colors left to do. It feels like unfinished business.
What colors would you have liked to see?
I don't know. Get that amazing Technicolor Dreamcoat song, pick 2 of them that I haven't done yet. Until that song is finished, Pokemon is not finished.
I just have to wonder what the next game's going to be. I mean, this is Pokemon X and Y. Is it going to be Pokemon XXXY?
Oh, I mean, they've already predicted that they're going to release a third one called Z as the kind of
course,
little sub expansion to these two.
After that, Pokemon XXX and YYZ?
Or maybe it'll just be different things that are kind of opposite but not. Palestine and Israel.
I'm ready for Pokemon Alpha and Omega.
That's one. They'll definitely do that one. That's your idea if they do it.
They probably have all of these ideas on some document somewhere and URLs claimed.
The starter Pokemon